Hello, welcome to Black Oak Acres. Although as you can see, there's more than just black oaks here. I'll find one though. That oak tree there, that's a black oak. Beautiful. Lots of cedar, conifers. It's crisp out here this morning. Frost on the ground, if you can see that. But not too bad. Just a little bit of ice crystals. I'm heading to the gate right now. Go open it up for my dad. He's on the way. And while we're getting ready to do some work, I'm going to take you all around and see the variety of buildings or all of the work that we got to do. Oh, here's something. This is native rose. Because it's winter right now, it's not leafed out. But yeah, wild rose. So before I get going today, I'm going to go on a walk around the property. All right, gate is open. At one point there was an automatic gate opener, but it's broken now, and that needs to be fixed, so that's on the list. So I grew up pretty rural, and I loved it. And then of course moved to the city and live life and do all of those things you got to do, but really have craved getting back outside and working with the land more. So I got this property, and it has some really good infrastructure, good bones if you will, but has a lot of work to do. So the idea here is to chronicle that work and learn as I go a little bit. And maybe you folks have some experience and ideas too. You can share those with me. Okay, let's look at some stuff. When you first come in, there's a loop, kind of a loop circulation here. We're going to start with the main house, but there's quite a few buildings. You'll see I've started doing some gutting already and try to be efficient in trips to the dump. Not only buildings, but complete landscaping, fruit trees, gardens. I take it back. We're not going to start with the main house. We're going to start with the pump house because you need water, right? This here is the pump house. Now this is the wellhead. I'll let you guys see that. So basically, if you've never seen anything like this before, that is the well hole, and the pipe goes down and pumps it up and sends it to the rest of the plumbing system. So it's enclosed. What the heck is that? We got to fix that. So plenty of work. Also, this needs to be fixed. I think that the snow broke that off at some point. Now the rest of the pump house, do you think the door needs to be fixed? I think so. This is the rest of the water infrastructure. Comes in here from the wellhead, circulates through, and I'm still figuring this out, to be perfectly honest, but this is a big storage tank, and that's for fire suppression. Setting that aside for a moment, you have the water that comes through here from the well. It ultimately makes it through these pipes. Really acidic water here, so we got a water filter, water softener, and then it flows through the rest of the property. So let's check that out. I don't think anyone could say it's not absolutely beautiful here, though. Okay, now this is the main house. Now we'll do a starting point video of the main house itself separate. This is just going to be kind of the outside. So raised porch, lots of potential. this is the sort of stuff you got to keep it clear for the fire suppression. And here's the front. You'll notice this is actually a log cabin. So those are big, big logs, custom. And so I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to work on log cabins because I'll show you, there is one wall off the kitchen that needs to be replaced. So I guess the downside of log cabin is wood destroying pests and dry rot. Oh no, Bigfoot! Ah! What's up, Pops?
Morning, hard worker.
We're hardly working. That's a big job. So there's the house. We already looked at the pump house. That is a garbage enclosure. And this is the, well, I guess we're calling it the rec room, the barn. So again, we'll do more of a walkthrough on that later. Oh, I didn't show you that little building over there is firewood for the main house. It's one of the nice things out here is can make fires and nice and toasty warm, good ambiance. It's great. Okay, what do we have now? See, Polly and Pop showed up. Good thing I opened the gate for you, huh?
Absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
So this building here is kind of a tool shed. It just needs a good clean, but it's in pretty good condition. Let's go to what I am calling the guest house. This plant here is one of my favorites. It's a Mexican sage, Salvia leucantha, and it's got these beautiful fuzzy flowers, deer resistant, so they don't come and chomp. All right, so we got wood enclosure, garbage enclosure. There's old satellite dishes from decades ago. That all has to go. So here's the little back porch. That brings us to the shop. So this is big old shop. And it needs a bit of work too, but isn't actually so bad. That's big enough to put an RV in. It's big enough for tools. Just for me, it's all about cleaning, and then assessing, fixing light bulbs, things like that. But it isn't that much of a project relative to, say, the big house. Now this is a bit of a mystery. I think that it was being set up for aquaponics. There's like lights and water and a big tank. You would think that it might have been for one thing, but I actually don't think that that's the case. I think that it was that someone was making go at indoor aquaponics. But anyway, I have some ideas for what this might actually turn into, but that's for later. There's a black oak. There's a black oak. This has some work to do. This is the garden area, but it has some bones. It has some good stuff. There's a ton of fungi in there, though. Look at all this. Look at that. There's one. There's one. I mean, for some scale, or my boot. This mushroom has ice on top of it. And what do you know, more black oaks. I love it. Now, that's pretty much the tour. Now, if we look back this way, where you see the buildings, you got the aquaponics shed, the shop, guest house, recreation room or barn, main house. There's also a trail that goes all the way around. You can kind of see it going that way, and you can see it going that way, and it does a big loop around the property. The overall plan not only for kind of good stewardship, but also for being fire safe. Start around the buildings and then work our way out, clearing all of the ladder fuels, clearing the leaves, making sure that if a spark lands, it's not going to go nuts. For example, this area has been cleared. It needs to be a little bit done again, but when we first got it, it looked more like that. So that's unsafe. This is safe. That's big fire. This is defensible. So that's about it. We'll dive into more specific areas, and as you can see, there's a lot of work to do between the houses and the defensible space and getting in garden and fruit trees and so many things. But it's fun, right? It's good stuff. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to sign off and we're going to put the work gloves on.